The laundry room. In the small town of Cold Hollow, the old apartment building on Maple Street was a relic of better days. Its peeling paint and creaking floors housed tenants who kept to themselves, their lives as faded as the wallpaper. For Clara, a young nurse working the night shift at the local hospital, the building's basement laundry room was a necessary evil. It was a dim, damp place with flickering fluorescent lights and a single, ancient washing machine that groaned like it was alive. Clara hated it, but with no washer in her unit, she had no choice but to brave it weakly. One October night, with rain hammering the windows above, Clara lugged her basket down the narrow stairs. The air in the basement was thick, smelling of mildew and something sharper, like rust or blood. She ignored the unease prickling her skin and loaded her clothes into the machine. As she poured detergent, she noticed a faint scratching sound, like nails on metal, coming from inside the drum. She froze, listening. The sound stopped. Shaking her head, she chalked it up to the machine's age and started the cycle. The lights flickered as the washer churned. Clara sat on a rickety chair, scrolling her phone, trying to ignore the oppressive silence that followed each rumble of the machine. Then, a low hum began, not from the washer, but from the walls. It was rhythmic, almost like a chant, too soft to make out words but loud enough to make her heart race. She stood, clutching her phone, and scanned the room. The shadows seemed to shift, stretching longer than they should. "Hello?" Her voice echoed, unanswered. The hum grew louder, now unmistakably words, though in no language she recognized. The air grew colder, her breath visible in faint clouds. She stepped toward the stairs, but the washer lurched violently, its door swinging open with a clang. Wet clothes spilled onto the concrete floor, but among them was something else. Something that glistened like raw meat, pulsing faintly. Clara stumbled back, her scream caught in her throat. The pile of clothes twitched, and from it emerged a shape, a hand, gray and skeletal, its fingers impossibly long, clawing at the floor. The hum became a voice, rasping and guttural, chanting words that burned into her mind, "Feed the wash. Feed the wash." She ran for the stairs, but the door at the top slammed shut. The lock clicked, though no one was there. The lights flickered again, plunging the room into darkness for a heartbeat. When they returned, the hand was gone, but the washer was spinning, faster and faster, though she hadn't touched it. The drum glowed faintly red, like a furnace, and the air was thick with the stench of burning flesh. Clara pounded on the door, her fists bruising, but it wouldn't budge. The chanting grew louder, now joined by a wet, slithering sound from behind. She turned, her back against the door, and saw the washer's drum open again. This time, it wasn't clothes spilling out, it was a mass of writhing limbs, gray and slick, tangled like a nest of snakes. Faces formed in the mass, eyeless and gaping, their mouths moving in sync with the chant. She slid to the floor, sobbing, as the mass crawled toward her. It whispered her name, its voices a chorus of the damned. "Clara, feed the wash," they hissed, their fingers brushing her ankles. She kicked, screaming, but they were relentless, pulling her toward the open drum. Inside, the red glow pulsed like a heartbeat, and she saw shadows moving, people, or what used to be people, trapped in an endless cycle of torment. With a surge of desperation, Clara grabbed a loose pipe from the floor and swung it at the mass. It shrieked, retreating, and she scrambled to her feet. She jammed the pipe into the washer's drum, wedging it shut. The chanting stopped, replaced by an enraged howl that shook the walls. The door behind her clicked open, and she bolted up the stairs, not daring to look back. She never returned to the laundry room. The next day, she moved out, leaving her clothes behind. The other tenants whispered about the basement, about the washer that sometimes ran on its own, about the stains that appeared on clean clothes, stains that smelled of blood. Clara never spoke of that night, but she couldn't wash the memory away. Every time she did laundry, she checked the drum, half expecting to see those eyeless faces staring back.